Okay, great. Okay, so we're gonna demonstrate what it looks like to outbound the first message out to an entity. We're going to use David as a vendor here, but you would think about this as just a customer, right? So imagine this is the customer record, and we're going down into the communication tab. So this is all native NetSuite stuff. It doesn't require any kind of integration into Outlook or Gmail or anything. The whole idea is if you initiate an email, so I'm going to click email here. The first thing to notice is it knows who it is and so forth, which is great, and it would know all the contacts. I come over to the message over here, and we've set up templates. So I want to use this one right over here because we practiced this. These are all templates I previously have created, and there was one over here we'll call template right here, opportunities at Prolecto resources. Got a little preview tab right there, right? And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and send that to David. So I hit send like that. And the first thing you'll notice is it popped right into here, opportunities at Prolecto, and it went out from me to David. Now I'm going to pass the screen over to David, who's in his Gmail. So let me give that to David.
So here we are in my Gmail, and I just got this message from Marty. So here's the message he sent me. To me, it shows it's from Marty, and then I can reply to it. And I will send it back to Marty.
Great, okay. So then I'm doing my life now in my Gmail, just like somebody might be doing their life in their Outlook. Doesn't matter, they're in traditional email. So now let me go over to my email system here.
You want to take over the screen?
Thank you, I will, that makes sense. Make presenter, and I'm going to show my other screen. Okay, now I'm in my email, and here it came. It came back from David. And it looks just like a normal email to me. Like I didn't know that I initiated it from NetSuite. Okay, but I come in here and I go, oh great, there's David. Thank you for your opportunity. And I go, okay, great. And I'll just hit this little thing, you're welcome, right? Thing right here, and hit reply, right? And David and I then begin to be in dialogue, right? And we're kind of doing our normal conversation like we would in our normal email systems. So now what we can do is let's go back over to NetSuite and see what's going on. So let me change the screen over to the other one, right? And now I'm back at the vendor screen, and I haven't hit refresh. So I'm going to hit refresh. So notice we're here, right? And then we're at 2:03 p.m.
And that was the original message you sent me.
That's right. And we just ignore these other ones down here because they were our practice just to confirm everything was good, right, as we expected. I'm going to hit refresh. And voila, okay, there is the one we have initiated. This is David's coming back to me, right? And this is me going back to David. And we can view this too, right? There it is. There's David's message and so forth. And if he so chose, we could reply from here. Like if we wanted to, we could continue the conversation just like you would an email. Don't have to, but you can see that we then have the choice. All along, these things are tracked in NetSuite. So the trick then is to initiate, and we suspect that by using the templates, we would then be able to get powerful sort of canned messages to help initiate conversations that are typical. I think that does it, right, David? What do you think?
I think it does. A couple of things we didn't talk about and we didn't demo is you can add attachments to these emails, and the attachments would show up in the email stream. So we'd have a history of what we sent them.
That's right. That's right. And those of course would be over here. If there was attachments, they would show, right? And we can add attachments and so forth, and they would be indeed in the attachments area here. You'd see attachments and so forth. So like there's one right there.
And that what's interesting is now this communication, let's confirm this, Marty, will show up in 3 places. So if we initiate the communication from an opportunity, it will show up in the opportunity.
Yes,
if we look at the history for the customer, it will also show up in the customer. And if we look at the history for the contact, me, it would also show up in my contact history.
That's correct. It would show up in all 3 places. So that's correct. For example, we're not going to go into it now, but some of these transactions have various NetSuite financial transactions against them. And if I go into those financial transactions, we would see the threaded communication about that transaction there. So that's what's great is if you just initiate communication anywhere, you won't get it'll hold everything.
Perfect.
I think we did. Let's go.
The last caveat is don't jump in and do this until we've set up all of the links and tested everything so that emails will go through and they won't bounce and there won't be any problems. And we probably also want to look at how we set up each of the templates so they're the templates we want to use. So we've got a lot of power here, but let's be sure we implement it like we want to.
That's exactly right.